All right, thank you so much for joining us again on the program TMI from our Benin Network Center. Let's start off the conversation. Ravaging insecurity in Nigeria that has been what we've been talking about since 2009, 2014. Remember the Chibok girls, remember different abduction that has happened in Nigeria, and this is not really telling where for us as a nation. But there have been clamor and call for state police over the years. But it seems like that clamor and that call is now forthcoming as the president seemed to have given a nod written to the Senate that indeed let them establish state police in order for the local terrain to be guided properly, for people to be able to form a unified front against any attack coming into their community. So that will be the crux of our conversation here this morning, the clamor or the call for a state police. I have a legal mind joining me, someone who is also a public affairs analyst, Barrister Emmanuel Obakbolo, live for me in the studio for us to make sense out of this call for state police. Barrister, good morning and good to have you.
It's a delight to be here. Good morning.
All right, you came with your full regalia.
Good morning, Barrister.
Good morning.
Okay.
No, I didn't. It was not deliberate anyway. I was just trying to be careful. All right, Barrister. So we've seen the whole back and forth about the proposal at first, but it seemed like it did not see the light of the day. But the recent attack in Kebbi, Niger, and Kwara seem to have opened the eyes now of the presidency to seeing that, okay, at this point, let's walk to state police. What is the implication from your legal point of view of establishing a state police? Can this protect us as a people more, or is going to be something the people may not welcome?
To my mind, the president's declaration is born out of confusion.
Why would you say that?
Yes, the reason for that opinion is when you look at the provisions of the Constitution, just now, particularly Section 14, Sub 1, say Nigeria shall be a democracy based on the principles of democracy and social justice. The ultimate question to be asked is are we practicing democracy, and is there social justice to all and sundry? That is one part of it.
Okay.
The other part of it, in 14.2a, says that the primary purpose of government is to give security and welfare to the people. Maybe that is where the president wants to take a leverage from. But I must tell you that before the emergence of this president, once upon a time, he did criticize the administration of President Goodluck Jonathan on security matters, particularly the Chibok girls that you mentioned, and the Dapchi girls later on we heard again. Now, the president was a magnetic critic to that administration, and the president made us to understand that he knows the nitty-gritty of security. And you know, some persons have tagged him. They give him the toga of the strategist. But I must tell you that this man is a pathological failure. With respect to
in my
opinion.
Okay.
Yes, my opinion.
Okay.
Now the president has just made the declaration. Even before the declaration of the president of state police by the president, we saw the president made a declaration that the police that are with the VIPs should be withdrawn. Few minutes later, there was a U-turn. The Inspector General of Police said no, that the VIPs will not be withdrawn. You cannot see that the president is speaking from both sides of his mouth. The Inspector General of Police is speaking from both sides of his mouth. The security chiefs are speaking from both sides of their mouths. So where are we going to? After the aftermath of the adoption of those wonderful children
in Maga in Kebbi State,
few days later, No, just that same day.
The same period.
The Minister for State Defense, the person
Bello
of
Matawalle.
Bello Matawalle, said we are getting closer to the adopters, the terrorists. He said so. Few hours later, we were made to understand that the children have been rescued. And a top army general came out to say that there was no need to arrest the terrorists. There was no need to kill any of the terrorists.
The IGP also said that.
The IGP. And that goes to tell that there was a negotiation.
But they said there was no negotiation.
If there was no negotiation, how did they get the children from the hands of
It's
those
also
terrorists?
possible they cordoned off the environment and they were able to rescue.
No.
It could be possible.
No.
Okay.
There was a negotiation that led to ransom.
Okay.
There is no how.
Okay, what sure about exactly.
Whether you are sure or you are not sure, me, I am double sure.
Okay.
And that led to the release of those children. One thing that this president is concerned about is 2027. He's looking for how to give himself a plus. Yes, he has succeeded in getting 80% of the governors to his side. Now, what next? Is it all about winning the election, either by crook or by hook? Is that what he's concerned of? What about the flagrant violation of the Constitution and the breach of international laws and conventions?
Yeah.
The president has not been able to guarantee the safety of lives and property in Nigeria. And that is the ultimate task of every reasonable government.
So obviously you are indicting the presidency as a stand, right?
Yes! And now, a man that could say, oh, I withdraw every police from every VIP. Few minutes later, his own Inspector General of Police contradicted him. Later on, he said, I've declared emergency on national security.
But the IGP has the power to speak for the people working under him.
Without recourse to the president? Who is the commander-in-chief? Is it the IGP?
No. It's the president.
The president is the commander-in-chief.
Okay.
So if there is any security breach, no person will be held responsible but the president. Okay. And that's why I say even the governors will tell you, oh, we don't have authority over the commissioners of police. That they take orders from Abuja. Good, fine. Okay. But now, where are we?
I want to ask you a quick question, pertaining to what you're saying, because you have not answered his question. Saying that the state policing thing would not work, or it is not legal.
But it's not needed
for the president to have declared that he's backing up the governors on the state policing issue.
Declaration of state police is not within the purview of the mouth of the president. It must go through a legislative process. Okay. As the National Assembly, the president needs to send a proposal
like
to the National Assembly.
Bill that will become
yes.
an act later.
So the National Assembly will now look at so that it can become a law. So a mere declaration will not work. That is what I'm saying.
But you and I know that whatever goes to the National Assembly under the 10th National Assembly, where we are seeing everything that happens, we always go there and get a nod from the legislators, the 160. Don't you see? Because a lot of persons have tagged the administration of Akpabio as the president. I don't want to use the word on my head right now.
Supersonic rubber stamp.
No,
you
said that. I didn't say.
Supersonic rubber stamp.
That.
National
So
Assembly.
don't you foresee that when that proposal actually gets there, even within 1 week, that will be done?
Within split of seconds, it can be done.
Okay.
Already they've been invited to a sumptuous meal.
Yeah, he said that yesterday. Tomorrow at the villa.
Yeah, and you see the excitement on the face of the Senate president. Oh, our mother.
It's going to be for discussion. While they are discussing,
they will be eating. Okay.
With a woman who has a mere appellage of first lady.
But she was there before. She was a member before.
Okay, now is it the president that is the commander-in-chief? Oh, the president has now shared his the toga of the commander-in-chief with the wife. Is that what we are having now?
The office of the first lady.
She's being concerned.
And that is why no, they want to go and eat the porridge of confusion and loyalty. They're interested in eating
that's your opinion
the porridge of confusion and loyalty. You saw the excitement. Our mother has invited us.
Yeah.
And in a situation that we find ourselves today, and somebody is excited to go and eat porridge.
But it's not porridge. They didn't specify the meal.
Oh, what are they going to eat there?
Hold on. It could be that they are going there.
I tell you, it's the porridge of confusion and loyalty.
Barrister Emmanuel, Barrister Bakpolo.
And
Yeah, it's your opinion. It's your opinion. But they did not stipulate the meal they are going to the villa to eat tomorrow, because tomorrow is the D-Day for that invitation. Let's peg it.
Listen, the wife of the president is deemed to be a pastor.
She is not deemed. She is a pastor.
You say so, for me, it's deemed to be a pastor. Why is she not fasting and praying? But she declared fasting and prayer once upon a time for people. People should come and pray. People should come and fast. The same.
But she wouldn't tell you if she's doing that in her closets.
Okay, that's why she want to summarize the fasting and prayer with a porridge of confusion and loyalty. That tells you that Nigeria is going nowhere.
Okay, let's now go back to the state policing. The will of the governors, because like you said, the governors will tell you they don't have power over whether the commissioner of police, the brigade commanders in the state, it is the presidency who give order. You see, so it's like the hands of the governors are tied. But in this case of state police, do you see the governors, the chief security officer, as they claim to be, having total control over the state policing, and also the conflict of interest between whether a federal police or a state police, that's in law we say jurisdiction, in terms of jurisdiction, who can handle this and who can handle that? Do you foresee a conflict of interest?
Akula no naki his cassis. The eagle does not catch fly. Whether you give the governors to be a semi-commander-in-chief in their states to over the state police, we are still going to find ourselves in a more terrible quagmire. Let me tell you, who are the ones in charge of security votes?
The governors.
But the same people will tell you that their hands are tied, but they are busy taking collecting security votes every month, and they're busy, they lavish it the way they like. You see them living a very rainbow-like life at the expense of the security of the people.
It's part of what goes with the offices.
Just the Amoteku we have in the West.
In the West.
We see what the governors are doing with it.
Yeah, even the meeting they had.
The ones we have, they call Ebube Agu in the East.
In the East.
We are seeing how the governors are doing with it. The one we have here in Edo State, who have now aligned themselves, they are now tied to the apron of the Nigerian police, and they are now experts in collecting money on the road instead of giving the people security. We see what they are doing.
Allegedly collecting money on
it is not an I've met them. It's an experience.
Allegedly.
I've had
you are a lawyer, so you know when I say allegedly, you know what I mean.
Several altercations with them. Why are they interested in collecting money from people?
Okay.
Is that the reason for them being groomed?
Okay.
Waste public funds to bring them up?
Let's go back to state policing.
Yes.
That is the major topic of today.
Yeah.
State policing. Now the presidency has backed the governors, and you are complaining, by the legal aspect and every other aspect. But don't you think it is very needed right now, seeing what is going on in the country?
Yeah.
And then the governors, of course, knows that it is getting
closer to them.
It's getting closer to everybody, especially them, because we see these bandits on social media even saying, I saw one of the videos allegedly saying, one of the bandits saying their target is Mr. President. Okay, so it is getting very close to them. Don't you think you'll be more serious and focused with the state police now?
Their target is the president and the governors. Don't you also think that is the reason for this declaration? That is the reason for the declaration.
Okay.
And I tell you, if let's assume that state police came through, who is going to fund it? Is it the same state governors who are impotent in paying 70%?
Okay.
30, what do you call it?
70,000
minimum wage. Is it the same police state? Okay. Now, what is the recruitment process?
All right. Of the people that want to be a part of the state police.
In the state police.
Barrister, let's take a break. We'll continue with that conversation. We'll go on a short break on the show. Please stay with us.
TMI, every opinion counts.
All right, thank you very much. It's still TMI on the ITV network. We're still looking at a call for state police from our Benin Network Center. Barrister Bakpolo was actually talking to us before we went on that break. You were talking about the recruitment process. Now, we know how this recruitment has done even into the federal police, as the case may be, because now we'll have to now start, if it's scaled through, we'll have to now set our default setting to federal police and state police. I don't know if you understand. We know how the processes are, recruitment process. Do you foresee the recruitment process into the state police as a process that will be, seamless, that will be fair, unlike what we've been having over time?
No.
Why do you
even
think
in the process of the recruitment of federal police is not fair. It has never been fair.
Okay.
We see money change hand, one part. We see ethnicity.
Allegedly.
We see religion.
Allegedly.
No, I've seen it. I saw it.
Okay.
And I challenged some of them. And you know, if today the state police bill goes through the National Assembly successfully, which I know if the president intends for it to happen, with split of seconds, this man will pass it. This supersonic rubber stamp National Assembly.
Yeah.
Now, two, it is going to be party affair. Do you belong to the All Progressive Congress? Who and which politician do you know? You begin to hear, bring letter to whom it may concern.
From the traditional.
And at the end of the day, the purpose of that state police will be defeated.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because the tension right now for this insecurity is really, really bad. The killings are so much. It's every day.
Yeah.
We also saw yesterday they kidnapped, they killed. And so it is getting very close to them, like I said before. So they might want to take it very seriously.
Very serious.
This period.
I don't want to take
Maybe
chances.
afterwards, it could turn to be like it used to be, like he said. Allegedly, I don't know.
Yeah, allegedly.
But right now, I think they will take it more seriously.
I do not see any form of seriousness with this crop of governors we have.
Why do you think so?
The governors are the major problems we have in Nigeria.
Do you think the governors are the problem?
Yes, the governors are people who live extravagant life. The governors are people who want to fly above the sky. The governors are people who don't see anything about their people. All they are after is themselves. 3-point agenda. Me, myself, and I. Me, my wife, and children. That is just their interest. And that is why I'm telling you just now that I have not, until I see an atom of seriousness with this administration.
What
from
seriousness
federal,
are you looking for, sir?
Seriousness to tackle insurgency headlong.
Okay.
You don't negotiate with terrorists. You don't do that.
Absolutely true.
You don't do that. And that when you negotiate with terrorists, that is failure from the foundation. Okay. So we want to see how, from the federal level, how the military, in combination of the police and other sister agencies, are able to tackle insurgency or terrorism headlong. Then it will not flow from the federal to the state level. Okay. But where the federal romances with terrorists, then what do you anticipate from the state, particularly from the northern states, where most of the terrorists are from, as they claim? But we know that these persons are foreigners. And for a long time now, we'll be shouting, look, some persons have invaded this country, but the federal government, the military seem not to understand the plight of Nigerians. Okay. So I'm now using this platform to call on them that for them to prove to Nigerians that they're ready to tackle insurgency, insecurity, terrorism, kidnapping, and other crimes, is to face it headlong. Okay, before we wrap up, I think you have a question before we call it a wrap.
Yes, we're going to be calling it a wrap, but like you said, you needed to be sure that this government wants to tackle insecurity. Anyway, let's wrap up. Okay, let's wrap up.
We have to go. What would be your final words if this eventually skate through, both to the people in the community, the state governors, and even the federal?
Final words. We thought when the president came with the idea of forest guards that was going to skate through, but it never skate through. So I do not see any magic with the state police. But however, we admonish them that it is the responsibility of government to protect lives and properties in Nigeria.
All right. Thank you very much, Barrister Emmanuel Bakbolo, for joining us.